Today I'm going to make a really simple but delicious vegetable curry. So what I've got here is some sweet potatoes, carrots, a red onion, a red pepper, garlic. I've got some pak choy. Just need something green to go in near the end. Spinach will be good, but I've got pak choy, that will do. A tin of chickpeas and a tin of tomatoes with the label on upside down. That's the top of the can. That's definitely the bottom of the can because it stacks inside that one. This could be a collector's item, but it's not. Anyway, to get started, we're going to chop the onion and the carrot. But it's worth thinking about the sizes of cutting things. The main ingredient here is going to be sweet potatoes, and I'm going to cut these into bite-sized pieces. So I need my carrots to cook through in about the same time as that takes. So I'm going to cut my carrots smaller than my sweet potatoes. It's a smaller vegetable anyway. Centimetre slices of half a carrot. Onions doesn't really matter quite so much, so that's really just a, that's about the right size I feel like I want. Over here at the cooker, I've got my biggest pot. People keep asking me about this pot. All I know is the brand name is Berndes. I think it's made in Germany. I bought it in a charity shop. I paid £7 for this. They're a lot more expensive if you buy them new. This must have been one I think somebody bought and then found they couldn't use it on induction because it's made of aluminium. And anyway, it's really good. I don't think they make the square one anymore. So we're going to get this pan hot and have a little bit of oil in there. I'm just going to use a neutral vegetable oil. You could use any cooking fat you like. Okay, it's got to be getting close now. Yep, I can hear a little sizzle. Back over here, we're going to have half of this red pepper. About half. If you really don't like that bit of pith in there, take it out. Some people find that bitter, apparently. I don't notice that, but if that's a problem for you, deal with your problem. So yeah, we'll just have about half that red pepper diced up. We'll have a couple of cloves of garlic. I'm just going to go and give those onions a stir because I can hear sizzling and I can smell burning. This garlic I'm just going to chop up. I'm just going to mince it with the knife here like that. That's about right. That also is going to go in there. Just give it a little sizzle. We're going to have to keep an eye on that garlic so it doesn't burn. And then my sweet potatoes. I'm just going to peel these. You can eat the skins on sweet potatoes, but when I'm stewing them like this, I tend to take it off. It's nice if it's roasted. I don't think I've ever tried eating the boiled skin. I don't know, maybe it's all right. So, sweet potatoes. Yeah, that one's got a bit of a weird bit on the end there. We'll just get rid of that. So these are going to be cut into bite-sized pieces, which I think is going to be quartering them lengthways and then cutting them into nice chunky pieces like that. That's about a bite size, I reckon, if you've got a big mouth. There we go, 3 kind of medium-sized sweet potatoes chopped up. Back over here, I got about a teaspoon and a half of curry powder left. That's just a mild curry powder. Let's see what else we've got in here. I will use a little bit of this medium as well, and a bit of this tandoori curry powder. So a bit of a mixture. Now you could do this all with whole spices that you toast and then grind and so on, and it would be better. This will be fine now. So we're just waking up that curry powder with a little bit of gentle frying. There is also going to be about 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, and again frying that will just deepen the flavour of it a little bit. At this point, sweet potato can go in. Just going to give that a little sizzle. Turn the heat up a little bit. Now before those spices burn, I'm going to get some liquid in there, including the tomatoes. So my tin of tomatoes goes in. Now we are going to have to add a bit of water, so I'll just use that to rinse out this can. And we are going to need more liquid than that. And because my chickpeas are just in water, there's no salt added to these, we're going to have the liquid from that. The aquafaba from the chickpea can is going to go in there as well. Might as well, it is just beans and water. Yeah, we need a bit more liquid than that still. So about half of the can of water, it's about 250 ml, something like that. That looks about right for now. We'll bring that to a boil, then turn it down to a simmer. I haven't yet added any salt, and the salt is going to go in the form of this stock cube. This is a vegetable stock cube. I'm only going to put about half of it in there for now. We'll taste for seasoning a little bit later on. We always put a bit more in when we're a bit further along. Now that's boiling, turn it down a bit. And we just want that to simmer until the vegetables are tender. Also, while this is simmering, got some sweet paprika. That's about a tablespoonful there. Now I didn't put that in with my spices earlier because it burns super easily. It's better to do it once the liquids are in. Right, now that everything is, it's not completely cooked, but the ingredients are thoroughly mixed, we can have a little taste for seasoning. I don't think that needs any more. That doesn't need any more salt. So the rest of that stock cube is going to go back in the box. We'll use that some other day. I do sometimes find those little tablet-like stock cubes are very salty. Different people have different preferences on salt levels. So this pak choi, as I say, I would normally probably use spinach if I wanted something kind of green and leafy to go in near the end of a dish like this. But this is what I happen to have. Any mild tasting green vegetable's fine. So we'll separate it into the kind of fleshy bits and the leafy bits, because those can go in a little bit sooner. And the leafy bits will go in right near the end, almost like a garnish. So this has been simmering away for 20 minutes or so now. The sweet potato's starting to soften, but it's not quite where I want it just yet. But we're getting close. So now, that tin of chickpeas can go in. These are already obviously pre-cooked and soaked. I didn't want to put them in right at the start in case they just dissolve. But these will get about another 10 minutes of cooking, so some flavour can cook into them. This sweet potato is getting quite tender now. It's still got a little way to go, just a few more minutes. But the thick pieces of pak choi can go in there now. So yeah, we'll just give that another 6 or 7 minutes. And these green parts, I'm going to shred them quite thin into little ribbons. So the curry is all but done. So now in with the greens. And just to give it a little bit more kind of luscious texture, got some peanut butter here. We accidentally bought smooth by mistake. I prefer crunchy. But this is good for cooking. So we're going to have a nice big, that's maybe 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in there. Let's go for, that's actually 3 tablespoons. And stir that in. Make sure it does disperse, because it won't be very nice if somebody gets one great big lump. Yeah, and the sweet potato is done when, if you just push it against the side of the pan with a spatula, you can just crush it with the spatula easily. There we go. That's that. I'm now actually going to turn the heat off under that. That's just going to sit now and keep warm until it's time to serve. We're just going to have this with some nice fluffy white rice. And does that not look delicious? Right, I'm going to go and serve Jenny, and I'll come back and give us a taste. So, chickpea and sweet potato curry. That's really delicious. Now, there's not a massive amount of spice in here, and I made it that way on purpose because Jenny doesn't like massively spiced foods, and I can add some chili flakes at the table. Stir those in. Hot. Just actually hot. Yeah, that's just really full-bodied and satisfying. Peanuts contribute a lot to that. Really good. that was my really simple sweet potato and chickpea curry. I hope that's been interesting. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.